cross already won the war. I'm learning to run freely, understanding just how he sees me, and it makes me love him more and more. There'll be days I lose the battle, grace says that it doesn't matter, 'cause the cross already won the war. I'm learning to run freely, understanding just how he sees me, and it makes me love him more and more. It's what we've gone through so far, from the science of getting rich, when it comes to servicing, all the way through the science of being well, when it comes to taking care of your health, all the way through the science of being great, when it comes to becoming the person you desire to be. We have a little bit more to go. We are almost done. Good morning, everybody. Corey here. Today is the 2nd of July, and right now it is 11:12 in the morning. And today we are going to go over chapter 11. Right now we're going over chapter 11 from our lovely book, The Science of Being Great by Wallace D. Wattles. In the last chapter we went over idealization. Remember, idealization is forming the idea of who you want to be or what you want to be in your mind. Okay, you have to have the thought form of whatever it is you see yourself doing. Okay, and you have to hold that. Okay, you have to hold it and never let go of it. Remember, we are the thinking substance that we become what we think about. Okay, so we need to continuously think about the things we wish to come to pass. And that was when we were going over. That was what we were going over through the last chapter, and we also found that we wouldn't be able to do that until we're working from the right viewpoint. Okay, remember the advancing viewpoint. Seeing things as forever advancing, because we are. Evolution is happening no matter what, and that is what we are doing, and it is in our nature to move forward. Okay, then there is also consecration, which is obeying the principle of power within you. Have you ever been in a situation where, a situation where you just felt compelled to do something, or compelled to say something, or compelled to stand up and say, I know the answer to that. That compelling something was the principle of power in you, urging you to, you know what, get up and say something, or get up and do something about it, because you know. And then, lastly, I want to try to do this without looking back. There was, what was it? There was first building the thought form, Okay, viewpoint, that's what it was. First was viewpoint, then was consecration, and the last one, what was the last one? I know it had something, oh wow. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm gonna need to move back. Identification. Yeah, identification. Identifying yourself with that which you desire to be. Feeling yourself to be that thing desired, because you make yourself into the image of that, and then God, the universe, the universal consciousness works with you. So, that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and continue on realization. If you were to stop at the close of the last chapter, however, you would never become great. You would be indeed a mere dreamer of dreams, a castle builder. Too many people do stop there. They do not understand the necessity for present action in realizing the vision and bringing the thought form into manifestation. Now remember, action is a third level of creation. You have to take action. I know I say it time and time again in my videos because it is that important. Remember, taking action is a natural law. And when you take the action, you dictate the creation. You manifest it. You make it happen, okay? Because I could think about moving that dream rock, but until I actually take the action to move the dream rock, it's not going to happen. Now that is the difference between the mental world and the physical world. Okay, you could think it, but unless you actually physically move to take the action, the material will not move. Okay. Too many do stop there. They do not understand the necessity for present action in realizing the vision and bringing the thought form into manifestation. Two things are necessary. First, the making of the thought form, which is idealization. And then, second, the actual appropriation to yourself of all that goes around and into the thought form. Meaning, taking all the necessary steps which will help bring that thought form into manifestation. We have discussed the first. Now we will proceed to give directions for the second. When you have made your thought form, you are already in your interior what you want to be. Next, you must become externally what you want to be. You are already great within, but you are not yet doing the great things without. You cannot begin on the instant to do the great things. You cannot be before the world the great actor or lawyer or musician or personality you know yourself to be. No one will entrust great things to you as yet, for you have not made yourself known. But you can always begin to do small things in a great way, and the time starts now. Here lies the whole secret. You can begin to do great today in your own home, in your store or office, on the street, everywhere. You can begin to make yourself known as great, and you can do this by doing everything you do in a great way. You must put the whole power of your great soul into every act, however small and commonplace, and so reveal to your family, your friends, and neighbors what you really are. He is saying here that everything we do, it needs to be done in our greatest possible way. We need to form the greatest possible conception of ourselves and perform the greatest possible actions that we can dictate. Okay, the actions we take, we need to take them in the greatest possible way that we can form the conception of us actually being able to do in our present state of growth. Okay. Seeing neighbors, who you really are. Do not brag or boast of yourself. Do not go about telling people what a great person you are. Simply live in a great way. No one will believe you if you tell him you are a great man, but no one can doubt your greatness if you show it in your actions. Actions always speak louder than words. In your domestic circle, be so just, so generous, so courteous and kind, that your family, your wife, husband, children, brothers and sisters shall know that you are a great and noble soul. In all your relations with men, be great, just, generous, courteous, and kind. The great ones are never otherwise. Make this your new attitude. Next, and most important, you must have absolute faith in your own perceptions of truth. Never act in haste or hurry. Be deliberate in everything. Wait until you feel that you know the true way. And when you do feel that you know the true way, be guided by your own faith, though all the world shall disagree with you. If you do not believe what God tells you in little things, you will never draw upon His wisdom and knowledge in larger things. When you feel deeply that a certain act is the right act, do it, and have perfect faith that the consequences will be good. When you are deeply impressed that a certain thing is true, no matter what the appearances on the contrary may be, accept that thing as true and act accordingly. The one way to develop a perception of truth in large things is to trust absolutely to your present perception of truth in small things, where you are right now. Remember that you are seeking to develop this power or faculty, the perception of truth. You are learning to read the thoughts of God. Nothing is great and nothing is small in the sight of omnipotence. He holds the sun in its place, but He also notes a sparrow's fall, and numbers the hairs on your head. God is as much interested in the little matters of everyday life as He is in the affair of nations. You can perceive truth about family and neighborhood affairs as well as about matters of statecraft. And the way to begin is to have perfect faith in the truth in these small matters, and as it is revealed to you from day to day. When you feel deeply impelled to take a course which seems contrary to all reason and worldly judgment, take that course. Listen to the suggestions and advice of others, but always do what you feel deeply in the within to be the true thing to do. Rely with absolute faith at all times on your own perception of truth. Be sure that you listen to God, that you do not act in haste, fear, or anxiety. Now there is something I want to share with you guys when it comes to what he just said on this statement. When you feel deeply impelled to take a course which seems out of the contrary to all reason and worldly judgment, you must take that course. Remember that principle of power is urging you to go ahead and do it, because there's something there that is there for you. Okay, something there for you to learn, something there for you to grow from. I know, because when I started last year, when I went to school, I actually went to a private school for my fitness training. I went to a private school. I went to West Tech. Well, first of all, I didn't have any grants. Okay, I had to pull out a loan, which paid for a little bit more than half my school. I couldn't get any student financial aid, so I pretty much paid for all of it myself. At the time, I didn't have a job, so I was starting a class where I didn't even have the money to pay for it, but it's what I wanted to do, and I knew that since it was what I wanted to do, that somehow something will happen that's going to help me. Yeah, after about 2 weeks after I started, I went to the men's warehouse factory, because I seen a now hiring sign. And I walked in there, I talked to the guy. He said to go ahead and fill out the application, all the things that we need to do in order to apply for a job. So I came home, I applied, I went back, and he was like extremely busy, so I was waiting. And I waited for about 2 hours, like, to talk to this guy. And the very last customer that came into the store, his son had a OCD. For those of you who don't know what OCD is, it stands for I want to say obsessive compulsive disorder, but I'm not exactly too sure if that is what it's called. But basically, the person who has it can't, like, stay still. They're always they need to do something, and kind of like ADD. The ADD people can't stay focused, which I personally don't believe in any of that, because all they need to do is develop the faculty of focus, and then they wouldn't be considered quote-unquote ADD just because a kid is in school and he's not interested in the general ed of what they're teaching, because he knows, maybe he knows, that it's besides what we learn in general ed, we don't even really use when it comes to life anyway. We use it like less than 5% from what we are doing, but information like this we are using every single second of our lives, and this wasn't taught to us. We have to go out there and find it. But, like, back to my story, the very last customer I actually got a job from, his brother worked security, and they were actually looking for people, and I already had my guard card because I worked security before. And then, yeah, from then it all worked out, and this guy happened to own his own business, which was B&J's Pizza Shop, and I went there once. It's actually really good, and that was actually a little bit over a year ago. That's crazy. But yeah, basically the whole thing of this story, when you feel compelled to do something, you just got to do it. You got to have faith that that it's going to work out. If I let my job, the fact that I didn't have a job, then stop me, then I probably never would have gone to school to be a fitness trainer, and I wouldn't be where I am right now. If I didn't do that with having faith that everything was going to work out, and it did, and I got my education, I got my certificate, and now I'm working at LA Fitness, and I love what I do. It's amazing. Rely upon your perception of truth in all the facts and circumstances of life. You can deeply feel that a certain man will be in a certain place on a certain day. Go there with perfect faith to meet him. He will be there, no matter how unlikely it may seem. If you feel sure that certain people are making certain combinations or doing certain things, act in the faith that they are doing those things. If you feel sure of the truth of any circumstance or happening, near or distant, past, present, or to come, trust in your perception. You may make occasional mistakes at first because of your imperfect understanding of the within, but you will soon be guided most invariably right. Soon your family and friends will begin to defer more and more to your judgment and be guided by you. Soon your neighbors and townsmen will be coming to you for counsel and advice. Soon you will be recognized as one who is great in small things, and you will be called upon more and more to take charge of larger things. All that is necessary is to be guided absolutely in all things by your inner light, your perception of truth. Obey your soul, have perfect faith in yourself. Never think of yourself with doubt or distrust, or as one who makes mistakes. Quote, "If I judge, my judgment is just, for I seek not honor from men, but from the Father only." End quote. Now that'll be the end of chapter 11 on realization. Basically, the whole chapter of this in a nutshell was first, form the conception, the highest conception of yourself as possible, and take the action to make that a realization. Okay, remember, you have to take what you have within you and externalize it, or else you'll be just a mere dreamer of dreams and a castle builder. And that's not what we are, right? That's not what we're here to do, right? We're not just here to dream. We're here to make our dreams come true. We're here to make goals. Okay, so whatever dream you have, whatever you see yourself envisioning in your mind, take that and write it down on a piece of paper as a goal. It has to be tangible. Read it every single day so you're constantly thinking about it, okay? So you're constantly have that in the back of your mind. Hey, this is what I want to do. Remember, Corey, this is what we want to do. There's a reason why you do think about it every day, so why not just write it down on a piece of paper and take the necessary actions every day to see what? To see a nice journey in what this could take us in, or to see where this might take us. With that being said, you guys, let's go over chapter 12, and this one's going to be on hurry and habit.